Viewmasters, it's the podcast that we do. Viewmasters, talk about movies that we view. Viewmasters, my friend Eric and me Joe. Viewmasters, hey, let's start the show.
Hey, welcome to the Viewmasters, episode 300. Friday the 13th, part 8. Jason Takes Manhattan. My name is Joe.
My name is Eric.
Hello.
Hello.
We have watched 8 of these movies.
Yes, we have.
In a very short span of time.
Yeah. 9 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe 10.
Yeah, there might have been a more than one break in there. I know there was at least one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say that's fair.
Yeah, I guess so. 300 episodes.
300 of these things.
It's impressive.
Yeah. I think that's, so 300 Viewmasters.
Yes.
Plus 100 league nights.
Yes.
Minus the 3-year break.
We don't count that.
No, okay. All right.
That's fine.
I mean, we picked up where the numbering left off.
Yeah.
We didn't reboot or anything like
right.
that.
Yeah. It's not all new Viewmasters.
Nope.
All new, all different.
Yep.
Nope, same crap.
Oh yeah. Yep. we have been podcasting together since 2008.
Wow.
No, that can't be right.
Yeah, I was gonna say that doesn't seem right.
2010.
I was gonna say 2010.
Yeah, it sounds better. Still, that is minus 3 years, roughly a decade of podcasting.
Yeah,
right?
it's a significant amount of time.
We have not gotten any better in that time.
No.
Maybe, dare I say, gotten worse?
Probably. Yeah, it's diminishing returns. Both with the podcast and these movies.
Yeah, a little bit.
To a certain degree.
To a certain degree. I will say I enjoy Jason Takes Manhattan.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
But it's a little fun, and certainly it doesn't really kick off until he gets to Manhattan.
Yeah.
Which I think the biggest complaints that is lodged against this movie is that it's not a lot of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they arrive in Manhattan an hour in to the movie.
Yes.
Up until that point, it is a slog.
I mean,
I thought anyway.
I feel like it's the same problem that we kind of talked about in the previous episode, where the kills just aren't interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, he's got a spear gun.
Yeah.
And then he's got a long hook thing. And then I did notice Jason does a lot more with his hands in this movie than he has in previous ones.
He's a lot more hands-on.
Yeah, like he chokes Kelly Hu's character.
Yep.
For the first time I read in the IMDB trivia that he's ever choked anyone. Huh. So that's notable, I guess.
All right. Congratulations, Kelly Hu.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a career you've had since.
Hey, Lady Deathstrike.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just like, throwing people around and beating people up, and yeah, it was an interesting change of pace.
Yeah, Jason gets into a fist fight in this one.
That was amazing. Okay, so yeah, seriously, the movie fucking comes to life when they get to New York.
Yeah.
And it's just nonstop greatness from there.
See, and I feel like for me that's when it saves the movie.
It really does.
And people just they just like to bitch.
Well, that's true as well.
Yeah. So it's like, like you said, it comes to life. It really does take off, and I feel like that just elevates kind of everything else.
I mean, you got to get through the previous hour to get to the really good stuff.
We haven't said this in a while, but this movie could be about 20 minutes shorter.
This is the longest of the Friday the 13th movies, at least so far.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, definitely cut some of that boat stuff.
Yep. Yeah, the definitely front end needs to be cut. Keep everything that happens once they hit the shore of Manhattan.
Absolutely.
That said, just movie makes no goddamn sense.
Oh no, it is ridiculous.
Yeah. There's a woman and her dog who are having, simultaneous hallucinations.
Yeah. Yeah. I read that the director, I guess, actually wanted it to be more that, like, Jason is a supernatural thing that was actually appearing to her, and that's why the dog saw it at one point as well, because it's not just in her head.
Okay.
Yeah. Even though, we don't, the dog might have just been looking in that general direction, because it's a dog.
Well, to be fair, it is a magical dog.
It is a magical dog, and so cute.
It's incredibly
Such
cute.
a good boy.
He's a real good boy. But yeah, talk about teleporting Jason. We got a teleporting dog in this one.
Yeah. And only ever to safety.
Yep. Well, it's a smart dog.
It is super smart. It's a border collie. Border collies are very smart. Lassie.
Yeah.
Etc.
Yep.
How does the dog get into the lifeboat?
No idea.
Just shows up.
Yep. Once he has the shared hallucination, he disappears from the movie.
Yeah.
Until they make it to the lifeboat, and did I blink? Did I look away? The cat was distracting me occasionally.
Yeah.
Did I miss?
No.
Okay.
You did not miss anything.
He's just there.
Yeah.
All right.
Can I tell you about... So Jason teleports pretty regularly throughout this movie.
Yeah.
Can I tell you when they all loaded into the lifeboat, and it's like cutting back and forth between the people on either end? At one point I did expect it to cut back and Jason would just be sitting there behind them. Like, hey guys! I would have really enjoyed that.
Yeah. I personally expected, I've seen this movie before.
Right.
I expected him to just, hop up onto the lifeboats in the middle while they were just rowing randomly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would have made sense as well.
And again...
How does he get to Manhattan?
Swims?
Okay.
I guess.
Does he walk?
He's a powerful swimmer.
True.
He's a water boy, so he knows how to navigate his way around down there.
The mask is equipped with a scuba tank. Like, when he comes out of the water, I expected water to come out of the holes in the hockey mask. Like he's spitting it up. No, they saved Jason spitting up a bunch of water for later in the movie.
Yeah, that was weird, too.
I hated that.
Yeah. So, I gotta skip to the ending.
That's fine.
Automatically.
Yeah.
Just because it's so fucking weird and it makes no goddamn sense for a series of movie that makes no goddamn sense.
Yeah.
This kind of tops everything. For the sequel to a movie which featured a telekinetic, this movie makes no goddamn sense.
Yeah. She's apparently just off living her life.
Oh, yeah, sure.
At this point. It's fine.
Yeah. So, our final girl, Rennie, and her boyfriend?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Love interest.
Love interest, yeah.
Yeah.
They are being chased through Manhattan by Jason. Somehow they wind up in the sewers.
Yes.
Which does not seem like the public should have easy access to.
Yeah, no, there was just an open manhole.
And also, because this movie paints such a glorious picture of New York City, at midnight, the sewers flood with toxic waste.
Yeah, obviously. I've heard that before, have you not?
I guess not.
How else do they kill the alligators? Or is that what caused the alligators? I don't know.
No, it's what causes the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Well, that is a very specific toxic waste accident that causes that.
Yeah. It also causes Daredevil.
And Daredevil, exactly. Yeah. Did you know that Did you ever get the joke of Baxter Stockman's name before?
No, I did not.
Yeah, it just hit me one day. I was like, oh yeah, Baxter Stock. I can see why they named him that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I occasionally I peek on Twitter,
Yeah.
And I saw you post that, and it blew my mind.
It's just one of those things that you don't think about at all.
Yeah.
Like, I have known the name Baxter Stockman since I was a child.
I'm sure, yeah.
And, yeah.
But, also as a child, we've known Baxter Stock.
True, yeah. Yeah.
Which is, for the non-believer, it is a very fancy stock of paper that comics were printed on in the 80s.
Yeah.
And it's really nice.
It is very nice.
And, you go buy back issues, and if it's on regular paper, they're kind of yellow and faded and flimsy, but Baxter stock really holds up.
It really does.
It's bright and beautiful and white and crisp. It's the best.
Yeah. It's really the pinnacle of comic book paper.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice without being glossy.
Mm-hmm.
It's thick without being cardstock. It's great. I really wish that they still made some comics with it.
Me too.
I guess it's probably cost prohibitive.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, even back in the day, it was the expensive comics.
Yeah. $1.25.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Meanwhile, Baxter Stockman is the Fly.
Yes.
Another thing that I didn't get for years and years because I'd never seen The Fly as a kid.
Okay.
Anyway.
Anywho.
Yeah.
So they flood the sewers with toxic waste. As you do.
Which is, of course, acidic.
Sure, yeah. They drown Jason in it.
Mm-hmm.
Which then causes him to turn into a little boy.
Yeah. What? I mean, it released his inner child. That's what it did.
And then killed him.
And then, well, yeah.
Yeah.
He drowned.
So, I mean, if I were to take a more literal look at this, am I just to believe that Jason, the husky killer with the mask, is actually just sort of a biomech for a little boy?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. And I wonder if that is sort of like part of the supernatural element that the director was going for that doesn't come across at all. Where Jason was in there, but, whatever was keeping Jason alive and grew and was evil is what sort of burned away.
I guess.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, it makes no goddamn sense.
No, and so we see the little boy hallucination throughout the movie.
Yeah.
And he changes frequently. Because when he first shows up, he's just a normal-looking little kid. We've seen 7 of these movies prior. And we know that Jason is a deformed little frog boy.
Yeah, right.
So I don't get that. And he's also bald.
I mean, I thought it was Corey Feldman back. With his special makeup on.
Well, that could be it, too.
Yeah.
And then every time we see him, he sort of progressively looks worse.
Yeah. It's super subtle. I didn't notice it at first.
Yeah. And until we get, sort of little boy Jason that we know in the flashback / hallucination.
Yeah. Yeah, so Rennie does heroin against her will.
Thank you.
Yeah. Rennie is injected with heroin by street toughs who are going to rape her.
Yes.
That was
New York.
Yeah, the only time in any of these movies that I've ever thought, oh, it's a really good thing Jason was here. Because he saves her.
He really is the hero in that
Yeah. Like, you think Jason's bad. Wait till you meet people of color in New York.
Then, to be fair, only one of them was people.
Okay, fine. But yeah, so her perception of the rest of the movie is skewed by a really bad trip,
right? Which she doesn't seem like she's high.
No, she really... Well, they said it was only a half load or whatever.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
We know drugs.
The one guy had to go out and get more cane.
That's...
Which is the common shortening of cocaine, obviously, is cane.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Nope. I mean, couldn't even begin to think of what else it could be.
I don't know what it would have been. Yeah. Jeff Loeb. Anyway. Yeah, so then she has this... there is a car accident and an explosion that kills, I guess, her surrogate mother? I don't know.
I think she's just a teacher.
She's just a teacher, but they have a very close relationship.
They do, sure.
Like, when we first meet them in the car together, I thought that she was her mom.
I mean, they both have the same hair.
They do. They look like they're related.
They really, really do. So, yeah, it's actually kind of shocking to learn that they aren't.
It surprised me.
Yep.
Yeah.
She is, in fact, related to the old guy who sort of takes the role of terrible person who gets his comeuppance.
Right. Yeah. He's the psychologist from the last movie in this one.
Yep.
But yeah, so they're in this terrible car accident, and then she is looking into a flaming puddle of gasoline water. I don't know what it is, and she has this flashback of, I guess, a repressed memory.
Yeah.
Which is of her uncle, the old guy, pushing her out of a boat into Crystal Lake, so that she can learn how to swim. And then she encounters little frog boy Jason under the water, and it's real weird.
It is real weird, and I also got to say, very relieved to find that the uncle just like pushes her out of the boat. Because I thought it was going way darker.
I definitely did too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's typically the kind of memory that you're repressing.
Yeah.
Not just being pushed into a lake.
No, yeah.
Yikes.
So, if anything, what we're learning here is that the uncle is just a fine dude.
I don't know if I'd go that far. He is an asshole.
He absolutely is an asshole. So yeah, it's God, yeah, the boat stuff is just it takes so long.
It goes so long, and yeah,
and honestly, there are so many kills that take place on it that like you just sort of numb yourself to it.
Yeah,
like I didn't care. Like none of the characters that get killed in that section, are developed enough that you give even the remotest amount of crap, like what happens to them.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like Kelly Hu's character is like the closest thing that comes to like being like, no, she didn't deserve that.
Yeah, I mean, she's friends with the bitchy girl.
Sure.
But she's not doing what the bitchy girl's doing.
No. Yeah.
She's just standing by and letting it happen.
Yeah.
And not saying anything.
I mean, okay, so she's not good.
No one is innocent.
No. But, she just wants to keep her science scholarship. That's
sure. No, I get that. Yeah.
Which, I couldn't decide if that was racist or not, but at least she didn't, try to karate fight Jason or anything like that, being the only Asian in this entire movie series.
Yeah, first one in the series, for sure. The other girl, is it Tamara?
Yeah.
That tries to seduce the principal or whatever in order to blackmail him.
Yeah.
He kept saying that he needed to see her biology project.
Right.
They are on a school trip or a class trip post graduation. Why is she handing in a biology assignment?
I'm glad that you brought this up. Cause
on a trip. It can wait till you're back at least.
I was wondering also what was happening. What is this trip? Because I believe they clearly state that it's a graduation trip.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like somebody mentions the prom at one point.
Oh, maybe.
But there are banners that say, congratulations.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So I don't think anybody involved in the making of this movie had any idea other than we're just taking kids to New York so that Jason can murder them.
That makes sense. Yeah. All right.
So I did a little Wikipedia reading, and so initially, when the previous movie, the previous director had an idea for this next movie, and it was going to be following Tina again.
Sure.
After she gets released from a mental asylum.
Okay.
And then having to face off Jason again. And then I guess the actress who played Tina wrote a screenplay.
Okay.
In which her character becomes a psychologist who is helping teens deal with Jason PTSD or
Jason
something.
trauma.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the guy who played the boyfriend in the previous movie also wrote a screenplay in which he basically snaps and becomes the new Jason.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I think I saw that too in the IMDb trivia, and in that version of it, he had basically retconned the entire previous movie to be an extended dream sequence.
Yeah.
Which is incredible.
Sure.
The balls on that guy.
But then eventually Paramount decided to hire a new guy, and he had two pitches. One was Jason on a cruise,
Okay.
and the other was Jason in a big city.
Okay.
And they didn't have the budget for either,
So they did both.
they combined them both.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, this really is two different movies.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a boat movie, which sort of felt a little bit like Alien.
Yeah.
Killer on a ship and everyone's trapped there with them, which I thought was kind of cool.
Sure.
Could have been better.
Yeah.
Alien is awesome.
Yes.
And then the New York stuff, which is great from top to bottom.
Yeah. I got no complaints about it.
Yeah.
This is also, I believe, the 80th
Oh, yes.
of the Friday the 13th movies so far.
Which is weird because it takes place in 2001. Pre 9/11, though, because the towers are still there.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, going by our timeline, this does take place several years after the previous movie, so it would be in the early 2000s. It's weird that, in 2000, 2001, they, just put Batman back in the theaters.
Hey, it was a big hit.
Yeah.
I get it.
I mean, if they put Batman out right now, I'd go watch it.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the Batman,
No.
which is currently out.
Right.
The Tim Burton Batman.
Is it still in theaters? I don't know.
It is, I believe, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Even though also available on HBO Max.
HBO Max, yeah.
Yeah.
Blu-ray.
Not everybody has.
Blu-ray next week.
Okay, yeah.
I ordered the Blu-ray. I like that movie.
All right. I'll continue to ignore it.
Okay.
Just no interest.
No, I get it. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I didn't have any interest in it either, really, and it won me over.
All right. Well, good.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Batman.
No, so yeah, the opening of the movie is on Times Square, and this movie came out in '89, so it was obviously filmed, sometime early '89.
Yeah.
And there's just a giant fucking bat symbol in the middle of Times Square in this movie.
It's awesome.
It's great.
It is really great. And then it, of course, pops up again later on.
Sure, once Jason actually takes Manhattan.
Yeah, yeah. Does he take Manhattan?
He really does.
I feel like Manhattan largely ignores Jason.
There was the gang of street toughs that tried to confront Jason.
Right.
And then he took off his mask, and they all ran screaming.
Yeah. That was a very Beetlejuice moment.
It really was.
I assumed after that, too, that we would never see his face. So when we did see his face later, it was terrible.
Yeah. And I'm going to say terrible just because it looked stupid.
Oh, it looked awful. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's largely what I mean.
All right. Good. Yeah.
Like, it would have been better if we had not seen it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's every time we've ever seen Jason's face.
Mm-hmm.
It's just better if we don't.
Yeah. The makeup is never good.
No. Like the second one, I think, is the one that got it mostly right like even when they unmask him in that one, like they don't show it.
Yeah.
And the only time we really do see it is just like a quick glimpse. Like
Yeah.
when he smashes through the window. And yeah, that's the way to play it.
Yeah, I mean, it also helps, too, that in that movie he is still a living thing.
Mostly human.
And mostly human, whereas he is decomposed a little bit more over every movie.
Yeah. I think the previous movie, he also loses his mask, right?
Yeah, it gets broken in half.
That's right.
In the previous one.
Yeah, and that was stupid looking, too.
Yeah.
He just, do better, guys.
Yeah. I think, so I need to talk about just the very opening of the movie.
Okay.
A couple things about the early parts of the movie.
All right.
So there's a boat in Crystal Lake, and it's two teenagers who we eventually learn are part of this class who are going to go to New York.
Yeah.
And they're canoodling. And then one of them goes out to drop the anchor, and when the anchor goes to the bottom of the lake, we see that it is right next to a power line.
Yeah.
And then the anchor moves a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that's what an anchor is supposed to do. I'm pretty sure an anchor is there to keep you in one place.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I assume an anchor is.
Yeah, so okay, so the anchor shouldn't have been moving.
Yeah.
That's my main big thing.
Okay.
Like from the jump.
Yeah.
It's like, no. I can't get behind this. But then, Jason gets electrocuted again and brought back to life.
Sure, yeah.
Electricity is his superpower. Because he gets electrocuted at least one more time in this movie.
Yeah.
And it doesn't kill him.
No. Well, nothing really kills him.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, he like, hibernates. Yeah. Or, like, as Godzilla. Goes back under the water where he lives.
Yeah. Except for this movie where he apparently turns into a little boy.
Right. Okay, so after the lake sequence, goes to, I don't know, a river or something, and the boat from the lake sequence comes into the river or whatever. It was in a lake.
Yeah.
How did it get there?
Lakes are connected to rivers.
What?
Right?
What?
Tributary?
What?
Canals?
What? You think there's a canal?
Might be.
Okay, fine. I had trouble with that, too.
Alright. I mean, so I used to take vacations with my parents up in Michigan, and we would stay in a cabin on a river.
Okay.
And if you followed the river, far enough, you wound up in one of the Great Lakes.
Sure, okay.
I don't remember which one, but...
Sure. Lake Michigan?
Maybe not Michigan.
Okay.
One of the other ones.
Ontario?
Possible.
Okay.
Whatever. So, lakes and rivers are all connected.
But then they eventually end up in the ocean.
This is so...
Do they row into the ocean?
Sure.
What the fuck?
I mean, yeah, it's...
Just why?
There's no logic to this movie.
Like, I almost thought at one point it would be, like, that episode of, I guess it's Cape Fear parody, that episode of The Simpsons where they drive off and Sideshow Bob is hanging onto the bottom of the car.
Yeah.
I thought maybe that was what was going to happen, was like Jason hitches a ride underneath someone's car or like in a truck or something, and that's how he gets to New York. Like that I would have enjoyed more. Just do that Fuck the boat.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there are, and other movies that could have been made.
Yeah.
There are several different ways Jason could have made it there, but they chose this path. And,
They chose the longest, slowest path.
It really is. And also, what kind of school can afford a cruise to New York City?
Yeah.
For their graduating class.
A private school, probably. It's a pretty small graduating class.
Incredibly small.
Yeah, like 15 people.
Right?
Plus the girl who wasn't supposed to be there, apparently.
Yeah.
We never really find out why she wasn't supposed to be there. Other than, I guess, because her parents died.
Well,
but
because she's afraid of water.
Oh, right, is that why? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because her uncle, principal, shoved her in the water as a kid.
Right. Okay, alright.
And told her boogeyman tales of how Jason would pull her down into the lake if she didn't learn how to swim.
Okay.
So that's what you do in Crystal Lake.
So, that makes sense.
You use Jason as a boogeyman to discipline your children.
Okay. Alright. Or to commit murders.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Either or, however you just play it. You know?
Alright.
Leave it up to you.
Oh, man. Yeah. This movie is awful and a lot of fun at the same time.
Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. I do enjoy it, but yeah, I also totally realize how bad it is.
The fist fight sequence between Julius and Jason, it was riveting. Like, they're on a rooftop and Julius, who we know is a boxer, is just wailing on Jason. And I did read that he was actually hitting Kane Hodder.
Nice.
And, like, Kane Hodder just had so much padding on that he was just like, go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
And that was so great. And I was like, oh, is he going to get Jason over to the edge of the building and knock him off?
Right.
And then, by the time they get to the edge, he's exhausted, and Jason punches him so hard that his head flies off. So good.
As we watch these movies, there are certain scenes that I look forward to your reaction to.
Yeah.
And that was one of them. So when the boxing scene started, I was like in anticipation to see how you would react to it.
That's a great sequence.
It really is.
Yeah. And then we get playful Jason hiding the head in a police car.
Yeah. He doesn't get too much playful time in this movie. But it was nice to see it a little bit.
Yeah, like he props up the one guy's dad on the wheel of the boat. And that's pretty much the only other time that he does any fun stuff with the bodies.
Yeah. But yeah, and like on the boat, like all the kills are pretty boring.
Yeah.
I guess maybe the spa or the steam room kill is kind of neat. But
it was not what I expected.
Yeah.
It was bizarre. like there's a guy in the steam room or in the sauna with a towel over his head, and Jason comes in and picks up a heated rock, and I was like, okay, so he's gonna smash this guy's head with this rock. No. He smashes the rock into the guy's chest.
Yep. And
just like bores a hole in his chest.
And burns him
from the inside.
Yep.
It was amazing.
Yep. But other just killing Tamara, in the bathroom was pretty lame. We don't even see it.
Yeah.
Killing Kelly Hu, just choking her, is also pretty boring. I did think it was kind of funny when he just kind of just tosses her.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I remembered that as him, pushing her into the ceiling and then, shoving her down.
That would have been better.
Because it's a very small room.
Yes, it is a very small room. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of a slog to get to, but once they do get to New York, it really does liven up. So last year, I believe, I want to say it was Aftershock Comics. Started publishing a series called Maniac in New York.
Yes, that is an Aftershock series.
Yes. And recently they just wrapped up the sequel series, Maniac in New York with Bronx is Burning.
Yes.
I read them both. The first series started out so strong, but then just ended terribly.
Oh.
Because it didn't end.
Yeah.
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 But basically, the premise of it is Jason takes Manhattan and never leaves.
That's awesome.
To the point where there are, like, so the killer in it is Maniac Harry.
Yeah.
And he's got kind of a hockey mask looking thing on, and he's a slasher, and he can't be killed. And he has been terrorizing New York for, like, decades. And he'll just randomly pop up and just kill a whole bunch of people. And there's, like, Maniac Harry Task Force. But also the government kind of just doesn't want to deal with it, so it's just like, it's like two losers from the police force who are, like, assigned this shit duty.
Okay.
Where they're just like, they're never going to be able to stop them, so they just kind of ignore the problem mostly.
That sounds awesome.
I really, really want to recommend it, but like I said, the first series just doesn't end.
Yeah.
And it sets up the sequel series, which also doesn't really satisfactorily end, but a little bit better than the first one.
Yeah.
The art's great in it.
I love, is it Andrea Moody?
Yes. Yeah.
I love their art. They did another Aftershock series called Bunny Mask.
Yeah.
That I really liked.
I read
that one also sort of doesn't end.
Okay. I read that one's Paul Tobin, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like Paul Tobin mostly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like a combination rom-com and monster horror movie.
All right.
It's really cool.
I read the first issue and I didn't care for it, so so I never went back to it. But maybe I'll give it another try.
It's worth looking at, yeah.
My lady friend, the only free comic book day comic that she picked up was the Bunny Mask one.
Nice.
I don't know if she's read it yet or not, but she just liked the look of it. So,
yeah.
But yeah, no, Maniac in New York was like there's certain things about it that really scratch the itch for people who just kind of want, like just a continuation of just Jason rampaging through New York.
Yeah,
and it is great in that, but part of it is that, like, they sort of set up like this almost backstory, and part of it is like, it takes place in like, this is all started in like, some camp town, like, by a lake, and somehow Harry has made his way to the big city.
Sure.
But there's also like some sort of supernatural aspect that like this one girl kind of clues in on, and they leave it like, she's got like this major thing, and then like the series just ends and like it never explores that.
Okay.
And then just like never really even goes back to it ever again. So it was just sort of just frustrating.
So it's like the Friday the 13th movies.
Kind of, yeah.
In that sense, it sounds very accurate.
Yeah. But, I mean, I don't know. They're fun. I'd recommend at least browsing through them.
Nice, yeah.
But yeah, the basic premise is, Jason takes Manhattan and doesn't go away.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. This movie it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is absolutely a product of its time.
Yeah, I know you were excited for it. I wish I liked it more. The parts that I liked, I did really like. The parts that deliver on the promise of the title, are great.
Yeah. I mean, and you're absolutely right. I mean, I can't argue against that. It's just... It's like when we talked about part 5, just the people who, are just irrationally angry, like just dismiss the entire thing because of, this aspect or whatever. The fact that it wasn't Jason in part 5 and the fact that he is only in Manhattan for 40 minutes. In this one,
Yeah. I mean, if it was Jason Goes to Manhattan,
Sure.
or Jason in Manhattan,
Yeah.
fine. He does not take Manhattan.
He does not take Manhattan, but
He is not the Muppets.
Jason Takes Manhattan is a much funnier title.
It's true. That's true.
So we did just a slight bit of homework before coming to record.
Yes.
Were you aware of what it was that we had watched?
I was not.
I saw that live.
Wow. I cannot imagine.
So, to promote Friday the 13th, Friday Night Jason Takes Manhattan, the Arsenio Hall show booked Jason Voorhees as a guest.
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
So we watched the YouTube clip of it just before recording here. And it doesn't add anything to our review or anything, but it is just such a, at least to me, such a touchstone of cultural history.
I feel like the entirety of the Comedy Bang Bang TV show was birthed by that clip. Like, it's incredible. It felt like, I don't know, the way they were just sitting there felt like, it's just what it felt like. It felt like Comedy Bang Bang. It was an amazing, amazing thing to watch.
So it is Kane Hodder in full Jason makeup.
Yeah.
Just sitting on the couch while Arsenio Hall tries to talk to him.
Yeah.
But he's Jason. He's in character.
Yeah.
He is not moving. He is not talking. He occasionally glances at the audience.
He's got an axe.
He's got an axe.
Occasionally looks like he's maybe going to do something with, and then
Yeah.
decides not to.
Yep.
It's so good.
Arsenio goes to shake his hand, and Jason pulls him in
Yeah.
and freaks Arsenio out.
Yeah.
That felt real.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I did wonder how much of it was improvised and how much of it was scripted. It felt like the whole thing was improvised. It was great.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted you to have seen that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It was my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah. Like I said, yeah, I watched it live the day that it aired.
That's fantastic.
So I would have been like 11.
Is that the same episode where Bill Clinton played the sax?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
That would have been an amazing episode, I guess.
Would have. 2 serial killers in one episode. What's bringing you joy this week, Eric?
Oh boy, that. Honestly, nothing. It's been a shit fucking week.
Yeah.
I guess if prior to everything just going to hell, I did get a chance to see the new Doctor Strange movie. And went to a drive-in for the first time in my life.
Nice.
And also we went on a day that they had captions.
Oh, perfect.
I got to see an in-theater movie currently playing within its second week with subtitles, and there's no greater joy than that.
That is excellent. I also did see the Strange Doctor movie. And enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. It is a Sam Raimi movie.
It is a Sam Raimi movie.
Which is great.
Yeah. That is... I mean, I think we've talked a little bit about just the burnout.
Yeah.
Of just Marvel... Superhero movies in general, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But Marvel specifically. And I was just more excited to see this because it's the first Sam Raimi movie in like 9 years.
Yeah.
Because I love me some Sam Raimi.
Yeah, the buzz from Oz the Great and Powerful didn't last very long.
Yep. Yeah, I enjoyed that movie.
It was fine.
Yeah, I took my mom to see it while she was recovering from surgery. Yeah.
Nice.
It was a nice day.
Yeah, alright. Yeah, Doctor Strange is probably the thing for me too.
Yeah.
Just, going to the movies is fun.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be fucking terrible.
I went in the middle of the day on a Wednesday. There were maybe 5 or 6 other people in the theater. They were all very far away from me.
That's good.
So it was good.
Yeah. I was hoping that by going to the drive-in that maybe it would minimize on the obnoxiousness of people, but no, now they're just obnoxious with cars.
Oh, great! They all honking their horns during the movie.
No, but a lot of headlights just going on randomly around, and the people next to us kept getting out of their cars, so like their lights were always going on, and there was a lot of weed smoking going on in the area.
Sure.
So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And then we had some issues trying to figure out how to not suffocate in the car.
Yeah.
And also, but not have any lights on.
Mm-hmm.
We could not figure that out.
Oh.
Luckily, because my girlfriend has kids, there's just like a lot of just like extra crap in the car.
Okay.
So we like shoved a sweater into like the dashboard, and then blankets draped over like the radio.
Okay.
So we were able to block out the lights and still have air conditioning.
Oh, good.
And not have the outside lights on. So
Nice.
It all worked out for us, sort of.
I thought you were going to say you found like a mini air conditioner among the kids' stuff in the car.
Yeah, they're not that cool.
Okay. All right. I don't know. Oh, all right.
So the next one,
Yeah.
Friday. Oh no, it's not Friday the 13th.
It's not?
No.
What?
So
What day does it take place on?
So this movie is the last movie distributed by Paramount.
Okay.
And the remaining movies after this no longer have the rights to the Friday the 13th part of the name.
Wow.
So the next movie is called Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. All right.
So the final one,
Yeah. Again.
is coming out.
Interesting.
I am just gonna warn you.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
Okay. I assume with a title like Jason Goes to Hell, it's probably going to be kind of weird.
It's weirder than you expect.
Okay. That's exciting.
Yeah. And we get our third Kane Hodder
Yes!
coming up. The best Jason.
Yes! Kane. Throughout the movie, I could not stop. He's just Bane in these movies. And he's more of a cartoon character in this one, I feel like, because we see a lot more of him.
Yeah, and he's also very brightly lit.
Yeah.
I don't care for the look of Jason in this one.
Yeah.
It's pretty weak as far as previous Jasons go. You kept doing that, and it kind of made me just wish that he did talk a little bit.
I know.
But even if it is just one syllable words, I want to hear him say something.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
So, yeah, Friday the 13th, Part 9, which is not the title. Next week.
Next week, the final Friday.
Goodbye. Thank you for listening to The Viewmasters. You can subscribe to the show directly at view.guttertrash.net or at iTunes and leave us a review. Visit view.guttertrash.net for email information and links to Facebook and Twitter. We'll see you next time on The Viewmasters.